Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. How's it going, guys? In this lesson we are looking at how to play Hakuna Matata and also a couple of other songs which are in the key of C, which we've looked at already in the earlier lessons in this 10-day course. But we're expanding upon that and adding more chords to it. We're adding more chords to the same key. So the key of C, as we looked at earlier, has the chords C, F and G primarily. And the other chords that can happen in that key are the A minor chord and the E minor chord. Those chords occur in the key of C, and they're what we call diatonic chords from the tonic, from the C chord. However, real songs can add whatever chords they like in them, and you'll always find there's one or two chords that kind of catch you out when you're looking at songs you maybe want to learn. And these are a couple of common examples and great ways to look at the chords that we're going to add. And in this case, we start on the F chord and go to a C. Well, that's pretty expected by now. We've seen that a few times. But a D major in the key of C is unusual, and we've also got a G7 that happens here. And these are just a couple of extra chords that kind of spice things up a little bit, keep it a little bit interesting for the listener. That's what songwriters are trying to do, to remember. So Hakuna Matata, we've got the F chord to a C. Absolutely standard, as we have done so far. Then we've got the F chord, D major, which is first three fingers here. And then we have the G major chord. And if we do an inverted G, so like this was our normal G, then we invert it, it becomes a G7. And some of you may have seen that this shape on guitar is a D7. But in this case, it's that shape, but we're using it. It is the chord G7. So D major and G7 are the chords that we're adding here that weren't in the sort of earlier, most common chords that are used in there. These are sort of the next ones, the next most used. But that does give us a palette or a range of maybe 8, 9 or even 10 chords per song. So this can get a lot more complex, and there's no wonder, you know, some people can find it tricky. So this one and the next one are going to work on the common things that are added. Starting on the F chord, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase, goes to the C chord. Hakuna Matata, ain't, that's a D chord, ain't no passing craze. No, it ain't. That's a G7 chord. It means no worries is A minor. The chord sheet I have goes to an F. For the rest of your days is the D. It's our problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. And doing that with a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or a great option is the down, down, up, down, but with what we call swing. So this is an extra thing that we're adding here. When we do up strums, 1 and 2 and 3, they can be moved a little later, rather than being 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. It is swung, so it has a little bounce to it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And if I was to sing, you know, it means no worries for the rest of your days. It doesn't sound very happy. It changes the whole feel of things. So this swing strumming gives things a more relaxed vibe. From the top, it would be single strums. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. And then we'd strum with the down and up. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. There we go. And another great example where this similar thing happens, and we just have a couple of extra chords added in the key of C, is Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. Not a particular ukulele, you know, famous ukulele song, but it is a great sing-along number to sing at a barbecue or while camping or anything like that. And the chord sequence there is as follows. And the extra chord that we had there was an E major. And learning chords such as this much trickier E major, it's probably the trickiest chord we've gone for so far. Learning them in the context that they happen in songs is the best way to learn these chords. Just learning the chords from a chord book or ploughing through like 100 chords or something without them having any applicable sort of point of view or being related to a song, it's not the way. We've got to relate them to real songs. So here's the extra chord we've got here. And this is a great sequence. Very common. C, C, G, A minor, E major. That's the trickier bit. F, G, C, A minor. Let me just step you through that one more time. 3, 4. And then we also have the F chord to an F minor, which is my favourite chord progression in the world. And on guitar, it is really difficult. And on ukulele, it ain't. It is fairly straightforward. I prefer the sound of it if we play the normal F, but keep our little finger on the C note here. And when we change, we can either just do that, or we can swap the first two fingers around. But either way, that's the way we're playing an F. So we're adding the little finger, and then we want that middle finger, the string that's nearest to you, that needs to go to first fret there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then end on a C. And a great thing that we can add to make you sound a bit more jazzy, which is always good. It's not always good actually, but in this case it is really kind of cool to add that little chord in there, which is just, it's almost, that would be a diminished chord, and then keeping the little finger there makes it an F minor 9, which is a beautiful chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're using all the fingers now, really working those hand muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And other than that, we're just kind of following our chord sequence really. They're the big hitters. This bit would be, so I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, 'cause summertime's in bloom. And then we'd be, stand up beside the fireplace, rare a new chord with an E7, tear that love from off your face, okay? You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And then the chorus is the same chords as we did earlier. Remember that chord sheet is in the description of my YouTube video, if this is on YouTube, or on the website, there's a link to it there. And so Sally can wait, she knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away right at the end, but don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. That's that new chord I heard you say. And that is Don't Look Back in Anger. Those two songs, Hakuna Matata and Don't Look Back in Anger, both have the extra things that you want to add or be able to add in the key of C. They're really breakthrough songs when you get those extra things in there, and they break you out of just sticking to 3 or 4 chord songs, and you start to know the songwriting tricks that legends such as Oasis and Noel Gallagher and you know, the Beatles and everyone else, all the modern pop hits, that they do. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Make sure you check out the next video in this series. Leave your comments of ukulele songs that you want me to teach, and you can see a full write-up and all the lessons videos from this series on my YouTube channel, but also on the website at andyguitar.co.uk. I hope to see you in another one of my videos. Bye for now.